Hi, in this video, we will lay out Ayatollah Ruhullah Khomeini's argument for a government system based in Islam from the text Islamic Government, Governance of the Jurist, originally published in 1970 and can be found online, and it is excerpted in Princeton Readings in Islamist Thought, edited by Roxanne Ubin and Muhammad Qasim Zaman. My name is Sabah Fatma, and I am a professor of philosophy at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. The idea of Wilayatul Faqih, or the guardianship of the jurist, that is introduced in this text became the foundation of modern Iran's political system, and it raised deeper questions about religion, authority, and governance. Historically, Twelver Shia Islam, the sort of Shia Islam that Ayatollah Khomeini belonged to, has often been politically quietist. That means religious scholars typically stayed out of direct political rule, waiting for the return of the 12th Imam, believed to be in occultation since 874 AD. Other Shia branches, like the Ismailis, developed different politically. The Twelver tradition, though, did not historically hold power, so Khomeini's theory presents a major shift in the role of religion in governance for the Twelver Shias. Ayatollah Khomeini's central argument outlined in the Islamic Government is that if indeed Islamic law is divine and it's universal and it's meant to govern all aspects of your life, then a political system capable of enforcing that law is not optional. It is a permanent religious necessity. I'll cover 6 of the reasons that Ayatollah Khomeini lays out. First, Islam is not just a religion. It's a complete system of life for how we live. It encompasses politics, economics, and etiquettes. The Quran, the holy book for Muslims, and the life of the Prophet give us that complete system for life. And Islam is for all people and for all time and all cultures. So these laws are for us forever. And all legislation requires a branch of executive power to carry out its laws. Second, the Sunnah, that is the life of the Prophet Muhammad, teaches us to establish an Islamic government. Prophet Muhammad established a state, he governed, he judged, taxed, made treaties, and led wars. And according to Shia Islam, the Prophet appointed a successor, Imam Ali, after him, meaning that governance ought to continue after him. Third, without a government, there would be chaos or anarchy, and that's not a great way to live. Fourth, we must have an Islamic government because of the nature of Islamic commitments. Islamic law implies a state. Islamic law includes a system of taxation for things like zakat and khums. It requires a judiciary because of Muslims have things like penal law and blood money. And it requires a military defense to protect Islamic values of life and human dignity. These require institutions, administration, and enforcement mechanisms. But also, we have to structure our society in a way that encourages moral development and supports Islamic values socially. So here we can think about structures and societal norms needed to make it possible for Muslims to live out their Islamic commitments. For example, interest on loans is forbidden or haram, so we must live in an economic system that doesn't require charging interest. Islam doesn't allow hoarding, so we have to make sure that the government does not allow economic monopolies. Islam doesn't allow alcohol, so have a social structure where people find it normal to enjoy themselves via other means than alcohol, like eating. So Islamic law presupposes a fully functioning state apparatus. The fifth argument is an anti-secular or non-Islamic government. Khomeini argues that we cannot have a non-Islamic government because they are illegitimate, according to him. They promote corruption, create unjust economic systems, and concentrate wealth in the hands of the few. He emphasizes that economic oppression is a form of injustice. Supporting the oppressed is a moral duty for all Muslims, and people should not passively accept exploitation. Finally, sixth, there are normative reasons for Islamic State. According to this theory, an Islamic government exists to unite the Muslim community, to liberate societies from imperialism, guide people in all aspects of their lives, prevent moral and social decline, protect rights and prevent injustice, ultimately to serve God. So those are at least 6 reasons for having an Islamic government according to the text. Ayatollah Khomeini doesn't lay out it in the same form as I did, but this is just my attempt to categorize them for this video lecture. In the next video, we'll talk about Islamic government and the concept of Wilayatul Faqih, what that means for Ayatollah Ruhullah Khomeini. Wishing radical care for our communities and solidarity for our shared struggles.